Mariana Cook, the last protege of the legendary Ansel Adams, is celebrated for her intimate character studies of people both in and out of the public eye. Her recent publications include books Fathers and Daughters, Mothers and Sons, and Generations of Women. In her new book, entitled Justice, she showcases the faces of individual courage behind the human rights revolution across the globe. So why this project?
I became fascinated by people who care about fairness for others, so much so that they're willing to sacrifice their own lives and the way they live, the comfort they have, their livelihood, to fight for those rights.
I want to start with Jimmy Carter.
I was told that I would have 5 minutes for the portrait session, that he does not like being photographed. So he came and I set up a chair in the black background, and he sat down just as he is seated. I actually didn't need 5 minutes. I got it in the first minute.
Let's talk about Aung San Suu Kyi, a Burmese activist.
We went to the National League of Democracy, and we were followed by the secret police when we left, and it was a bit scary. I had the session for an hour.
One of the more compelling images in this is Teresa Degenaire. The first thing you realize is, as you look at this photograph, she has no arms, and she's writing with her foot.
She was born without any arms at all. And when she was 4, her parents wanted her to learn to use prosthetic arms and put her in an institution. They strapped shoes on her feet so she couldn't remove them. And her experience of that was that it was abusive.
So this is sort of like your treasure room here.
This is where I store the finished prints.
Let's take a look at a couple of them that are in the Justice book.
Hina Jalani from Pakistan. She and her sister have a law firm there protecting women primarily. A number of people who come to be photographed ask where they can go get a present for a child or something if they have a little extra time after the session. And the ones from the Justice Project actually just wanted to walk in Central Park without a bodyguard, and she was one of them.
Now, let's take a look at another photograph here. Now, certainly, folks are going to recognize these two.
I was working on a book of couples and was in Chicago photographing a number of people, and somebody suggested I include Michelle and Barack Obama, which I did in 1996. At that time, he had no thoughts of going into politics. He had been the first black editor of the Harvard Law Review and was writing and working as an attorney at the time.
An interesting look, as all your photos are. Thanks for inviting us into the treasure room.
Pleasure.